Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to cut this design that you can see here on screen in permanent vinyl and apply it to a mug. So I did make a mug wrap for the mug that I'm using, and that is for sale on my Apple Lover 53 website. If you go to the shop page and go to the scan and cut cutting files, you'll find the mug wrap. This is the design that I'm going to use. It's an SVG, so you can use it in your scan and cut machine, and I will put a link to it in the accompanying blog post over on my website. But I'm going to be using the Loklik cutter today. So I've got the design on screen. Now this is not the full design. The full design is actually, can't remember how wide it is. I've not altered much in the height, I don't think, but I've definitely deleted a lot of the elements in the width. The design is meant to go around like a glass, something that's the same width all the way around, if you like, but I'm putting mine on a mug that is wider at the top than it is at the bottom. So I've deleted a lot of the design just so it sits on one side of the mug, which hopefully you'll see when I go to cut it out. So as I say, I'm using the Loklik cutter. So I've got the cutter already on. This is the design I'm going to use. I did alter the design slightly in that I added a frame and I added an initial. If you want to know how to do that, leave me a comment under the video, directly under the title of the video, and you should see where it says comments. Just leave me a comment in there saying you want to know how I added the frame and the initial, and I'll do a video showing how I did that in the Loklik software. But that's already done. As I say, I've got the design here on screen. I don't need to flip this because I'm using permanent vinyl, not heat transfer vinyl. So I'm leaving it exactly as it is. One thing I just do want to point out though, while I'm mentioning HTV or heat transfer vinyl, if you remember in the software, if you flip it, it flips the design and it moves it on the mat. But if you flip it here, when you go to cut it, so you select your design and flip it, when you then go to connect device and cut it, it will stay on this side of the mat for cutting. I'll just show you what I mean, but as I say, this doesn't need flipping because I'm going to be cutting it in permanent vinyl. So I've used the flip icon at the top here rather than in the cutting settings. I've flipped it, it's still in the top left hand corner. I go to connect device. I'll just connect my machine via Bluetooth anyway, just so it's done. So it's found my cutter. I'm going to select the design. Brand of vinyl I'm using is Loklik. The material is basic permanent adhesive. And then if I just go to cut, you'll see now when I hover over, the design has stayed on the left and flipped. Okay. And in my original video, I was saying I didn't know whether it was a bug or not, but all I needed to do was read the mirror instructions here properly, and it explains if you flip it up here, it flips and stays. If you mirror it here in the software, it moves it, it flips it and moves it on the mat. Okay, so I'm just going to cancel that for now and come back and unflip it, as I said, because I'm just cutting this in permanent vinyl, which doesn't need to be flipped. So that's my design. I go to connect device. I'm already connected via Bluetooth. I've chosen basic permanent adhesive vinyl. I'm not touching the flip icons down here. I'm going to cut. I'm just going to get rid of the one that I don't need, which I flipped. This is the one that's the right way round. You can see the H is the right way round. I've loaded the mat. I'm going to press start. And just by the way, listen how quiet this machine is. Okay, so that's finished. So I'm just going to say clear all, close, and close this down, and then I'll go over to my other desk and you can have a look at how it cut out. So I've just realised in all that time I wasn't recording. So basically what I did, I cut the waste piece of vinyl that I don't need away and weeded the design away. I cut a piece of transfer tape. This was all part of the Loklik bundle for the Black Friday Cyber Monday deal, and applied that onto the design, and now I'm trying to just get it onto this cup. Now, as I said, which you wouldn't have heard because the camera wasn't rolling, this is permanent vinyl as opposed to heat transfer vinyl, and I think from memory on the packet it said it's water resistant, so not waterproof but water resistant. So just for these little stocking fillers, I'm thinking that this is going to be okay. If you're in doubt, you could always use heat transfer vinyl if you're doing, you know, a similar project with a cup or a mug. This little piece here doesn't want to stay down. I snipped the vinyl just to make it go around the handle. Again, I'm sorry, I thought the camera was on and it wasn't. And if you can hear that noise, as I've said many times in my videos, I live in a village and there's a train station. I'm high up in the village and there's a train station lower than me, and I tend to always have my door or windows open, and you tend to hear them going through the village when I'm recording. So I think that is just one tiny little bit there. There you go, and that's all come off. So you can use, if you put your vinyl back on its backing, you can use it. Let me just get rid of that bit, that's a bit I cut off to go around the handle. You can use this again. So just put it back on its transfer backing and put it back with the rest of your roll, and you'll be able to use it again. And I just put an elastic band. So I'm just going to give my design a little rub over to make sure everything is stuck down. And then I would leave this, you know, to kind of cure before you do anything else with it. It does appear to be on there. This is one I did in the vinyl already, and these are just going to be little presents, and this mug wrap is what I made these cups for. This video is not going to go out until after Christmas, so that the people who these are going to, I know they subscribe. I don't know if they actually watch all my videos, but I do know that they subscribe. So that's today's project. So as I say, just be careful, you know, with some of the little ones that were around the middle, but that's on there now. If you were using a glass or a cup or a mug, you could use this design and have it going around the whole thing. I think the permanent vinyl is perfectly fine. So I hope you like the video. Please leave any questions or comments directly under the YouTube video. I'll link to the cutting file in the accompanying blog post. So if you are on YouTube watching this, as opposed to finding it on my blog, directly under the title of the video, the very first link should say my website and blog. Just go to my website, click on the blog tab and look for this post, and the link to the cutting file, it's a free cutting file, will be linked in there for you. Anyway, please give the video a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.